Okay.
Shall I clarify them now, or shall I wait for you to complete this chapter?
If things are like that, just we have little bit of time, go for it. If it is required that further explanation is needed, then I will tell you.
Okay, miss. Then after completing the chapter, I will clarify my doubts.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Fine. Let's till then revise a bit of it. Okay.
Okay, miss.
Yeah. So we did stomatal transpiration, and I think I told you to read it from your book, right? And
Yes.
yes, and it's a good explanation because rest of the other transpiration, that is cuticular and lenticular, is how it is happening. The process is not given. For stomatal only it is there, and uh, uh, as we go through the stomatal transpiration, then you must be clear that through diffusion, through osmosis, and through the process of imbibition, this whole transpiration is being completed. And because the difference is there between when you talk about diffusion, it is with respect to the gases, and when we talk about osmosis and imbibition, it is with respect to the liquids. So basically what is happening over here, that when the water is released out of these leaf surfaces, it is the process of diffusion, because this is in form of vapor. Whatever water is present over here, it is in form of vapor. And because the outside concentration of the uh, H2O is less. That's why this vapor is being released by the process of diffusion. So just understand this, that because it is a vapor and it gets released from the substomatal spaces, and it releases from their higher concentration to their lower concentration. Okay, so this is how the water vapor comes out of the leaf. Then rest is that osmosis and imbibition. You will understand in this actually chapter. It is not given.
Absorption by roots.
Uh, yeah, absorption by roots is also there,
Yes, in
but
that chapter, these terms are there.
yeah, terms are must be there, but you will understand that there are lot many other types of movement also, because when water molecule is moving, there are so many actions are occurring in the plant. So that is from the root, from the soil surface, from the underground part, it is coming to the topmost part of the plant. Okay, so when it is coming up, not only diffusion, osmosis, or imbibition occurs, because as you must have studied that structure of plant cells. Suppose if I consider a plant cell, it do have a cell wall. Okay? As cell wall is present, if you have gone through the structure of plant cell, then you must have seen that uh, 80 to 90% is covered by a vacuum. Okay, and rest of that is
Yes,
called
Mr.
yeah. So if, if the water is passing through cell wall, then the process is different. If the water is passing through the cell, then the process is different. And if the water molecules are coming up because against the gravity they are coming up, so then the processes are different. So you may come across with the word because let me tell you this, that if through the cell wall, then the process is imbibition. Okay, because you must be aware that cell wall is made up of different types of polysaccharides, and
Cellulose.
yes, and osmosis, it through the cell, if from inside the cell it is coming, it is through osmosis. And it is being said that major portion of water is transported with the help of imbibition, while it is little bit less through osmosis. Okay,
Miss,
and
Miss,
yes,
does the does the water not enter the cell? It will pass through the cell wall only.
Yes, that is what the surprise is about the plants, because it is being considered, because all the cells are living in the plant, and if whole water enters the cell, then the cell will start utilizing for its own metabolism. That's why water escapes through the cell wall only.
Okay, Miss. So the water is for the cells to use only, na?
That is what you have to do. But when you talk about transpiration, then from root to stem, then branches, then leaves, it has to reach till here. It should not stop that continuation. And
Oh,
that
okay.
is why imbibition
Transpiration.
has to be. Yes.
Okay, Miss.
When you talk
Fine.
about transpiration, imbibition is the one which is coming up with the major pull of the water from the roots. Okay,
Yes,
and
Miss.
you may come across the word like capillary water or capillary actions. You
Yes,
may
Miss.
come
Capillarity.
across with the cohesion forces.
Yes, Miss.
Okay, then adhesion forces, you may come across all these words. And this is all uh, because physical nature of the water, and how the each and every droplet should be in the continuous form with each other, because when the water is coming up towards the leaves, then it should be in the form of one passage only through xylem. Okay, it should not break down, it should not break down like in like bubbles, because if it form bubbles, then air will enter in it, and if air will enter, then the passage will be hindered. That's why it should be a continuous flow when you talk about through the xylem vessels. Understood this?
Yes, Miss.
Okay, so if this is there, then shall I proceed further, because Ayush is
Yes, Miss. He
still
has
not
not
here.
come yet. Miss, I had messaged him, but
Okay, fine. So let's, if something will be there, then we will see for him also.
Okay.
So that is what the stomatal transpiration is. Okay, and definitely you can have different type of experiments for the stomatal transpiration. One of them is there that just apply that cobalt chloride paper on the upper epidermis and lower epidermis. The one which turns the color faster, it will tell you that high rate of transpiration is occurring from that surface. Okay, so that is what the experiment is. But there are other experiment also. If you go to the school, then they will let you know. And there are nowadays many digital meters are also there to calculate transpiration. Now it is not a one which you have to do anything mechanically, you have to establish and all that. It is now everything is based on sensors. The smart technology is there to calculate all these things. Okay, so that is what the stomata, regarding stomata. And definitely we have studied about closing and opening of stomata, that theory regarding K plus and solutes. Okay,
Yes, miss.
that theory will definitely work out when you talk about transpiration, because when the stomata opens, uh, that is based on the K plus ion concentration or the solute concentration in the guard cells. And if that is completely a pure mechanical mechanism, and it works regarding with, because see that stomata is helping out in diffusion of gases, that is CO2 and O2 also. It is also the place from where the water vapor is being released. So when the stomata opens, photosynthesis is also being proceeded, and transpiration is also being proceeded. So don't get confused with both of them, because both of them are very different with each other. Okay,
Yes,
so
miss.
fine. So that is what the for this. And because of transpiration only, uh, you will have one theory, one word for it, that transpiration pull has been established in the plants. That pull will exert a pressure, okay, from the environment to just suck up the water from the ground. Okay, so that is what is happening here. And let's see for the cuticle, that is cuticular transpiration. Nothing much is given in the book how it is happening, and what is the process. Just it is written that why it is happening, and how it is, should be controlled. Because
Yes.
cuticle is nothing but the waxy layer. Okay, it is nothing but the wax. And according to the geographical region of the plant or the tree, the one which you are talking about. Okay, any plant, whether it is a herb or a shrub or a tree, every plant has a cuticle layer on their leaves. But the thickness uh, is all depends uh, what a particular type of environment that plant is facing. So some leaves you can see are too shiny, or some are little bit dull. Difference between upper and lower epidermis, that texture also you can observe. Okay, so this cuticle is basically, as we have seen that in the structure of leaf, it is present on the upper epidermis like this, a layer. It is not a cell, it is not a cellular layer, it is just a waxy layer which is being spreaded over the epidermis. Okay, and wherever the stomata is there, it will be not continued, it will be discontinued at that place. So this cuticle actually protects the cell from losing the water. So that is why, that is how it controls the cells from losing water, and that is how the transpiration has to be controlled. So that is what the cuticular transpiration is. Okay. And for the xerophytic plants or the desert plants, um, because cactus is there and all other type of plants are there. That you will see once you study about how the plants gets adapted for the particular environment. These cuticle thickness is very much high, and even they have the production of jelly like structure inside them just to avoid the transpiration. Is it clear to you?
Miss, cuticular transpiration is means loss of water from the cuticle, na?
Yes,
So,
it is happening because when you that is what I said. Not much is written about it in your textbook, so I didn't took up the new words for it. But what happens with that? Sometimes this cuticle is very thin, okay, for some of the plants, and suddenly if the temperature variation occurs, then the damage is there. On this layer. There may be the physical damage, mechanical damage must be there, or there may be the possibility that due to the environmental friction, the this cuticle gets damaged, and that at that from that certain place, the transpiration is high. So basically, this has to stop to avoid the transpiration, but
yes, miss, that is what I'm.
very minor amount of transpiration is occurring over here. Is it
Miss, can you
clear now?
please show the diagram which you have drawn just above?
Yeah, this one.
Yes, miss. Miss, I'm telling in that stomatal region where the cuticular layer is not present.
Okay.
Miss, from that region, to transpiration takes place as stomatal transpiration,
Yes.
and
And
also from cuticle
ah,
means it will take
from
place.
yes, it will be there because I said the thickness varies. Okay. So because definitely the cells are leaving, they will give out something if they are leaving, if they are not dead. So it is a very minor, very less amount which cannot be seen or cannot be calculated. It's a very minimum one. So it is happening, but a very little one.
Okay, miss, thank you.
Okay, but if we talk about cuticle, then definitely it has to avoid the transpiration because it has to protect these cells from drying up.
Yes, miss.
Okay, so that is what the cuticular transpiration is. And next one, that is called lenticular transpiration, or let me say lenticels. These are the lenticels through which the transpiration is occurring. Uh, it is basically in the old trees. This particular structure, lenticels, you can observe in the old trees that in which the trunk is very much thick and having a huge diameter. Uh, these lenticels are present at that place only. Okay, because how these lenticels are formed, let me explain you that in a very summarized form, because if you go in detail, then it will be too much for your syllabus. So let's see that if you have a trunk, and uh, they will be present on the surface of the trunk, and if we see from the top, okay, let me if you're observing this trunk from the top, and I just take out one of the piece from it, then you can see something like this. Okay,
Yes,
and
miss.
okay, fine. And then what is happening, because as the tree is getting older, and uh, um, you will study this in further, but let me tell you that what happens, that xylem and phloem are being produced in every season by the plant. Okay, So how they are produced, why they are produced, don't worry about them. But these because xylem and phloem are being produced because the girth of the plant, the diameter of the plant is increasing. So what happens that xylem and phloem are being produced in every season. I think you must have read in the facts or the books that uh, the plant shows the rings in it, and you can
Xylem rings.
calculate. Yes, you can calculate the age of the plant, something like that. You must have read in the facts on. Okay, so those rings can give you the age of the plant. uh, Definitely it is somewhat true, but you just understand that every annual season of the plant, uh, this is being produced. And what happens that the older ones are, because they are reaching towards the outer surface of the plant, they are being crushed, because outer surface is turning itself into a little bit woody. Okay, so what is happening that it is being crushed, and because of crushing, the layers like epidermis and all that, as they are turning older and woody and dead a little bit. So what happens, because of that crushing of these cells, now let me draw something. If you magnify under the microscope, then you will see that uh, overlayering of the cells, something like this must be happening. And this is how the cells are getting overlaid by each other, and some of the region is kept open by these crushing of the cells. And these types of gaps will be at every interval. If they are there randomly, you can find them. So these types of openings are called lenticels. And because it is woody and it is somewhat dead, they don't have the control like stomata. Okay, they cannot close or they cannot open on its own. They remain open like this only. So these lenticels helps in the transpiration of the trees. Understood this?
Yes, miss. Exactly what is the function of lenticel to the plant?
Because the as the tree is getting older and the bark the circumference of the plant is too much, it should have the openings for the exchange of air at regular intervals, otherwise it will die. Okay,
Exchange of
because
gases.
yes, exchange of gases is happening, and through that openings only the transpiration may also occur. Okay,
Okay,
so
miss. Okay.
it is more than the cuticular transpiration, but it is definitely less than the stomatal transpiration.
Yes, miss. Thank you, miss.
Okay, I'm not I'm just giving you a little bit of its idea how it is happening and where it is happening. But once for further classes, leave it the details about it, how these layers, because you have the names of layers also over here. Okay, so that
No,
you
miss. It's
don't
good.
have to worry. Okay, so that is what the lenticular transpiration is. And uh, this is how it is, and definitely it is for the older trees, not for the young plants. So shall I turn this page?
Yes, miss.
So then, if this is done, this is how three types of transpiration we have seen. So definitely let's move for the factors which is affecting transpiration. Okay, so definitely external and internal factors are there, but see what is given the external one. Okay, so external factors affecting the transpiration are, as we have gone through the photosynthesis, and we know the how stomata works according to its theory. So definitely the first factor is the sunlight. Sunlight intensity is very important, because definitely opening and closing of the stomata will affect the transpiration, and we know that during the daytime, if it is day, the stomata are open, while at night stomata are closed. Okay, so this you have to understand. And as we are talking about transpiration, definitely if the light intensity, if the heat increases, that means it will close the stomata for the protection. And if it is raining, if it is raining outside, you understand this? Is raining there, then also the stomata will close, but it will be partial one. Partial closing will be there if it is raining, because do understand that transpiration, if we say, is a loss of water vapor, and outside the temperature, if environment is dry, then transpiration is high. And if moisture is there in the environment, if amount of moisture increases, if moisture increases, then definitely transpiration decreases. Got it?
Yes, miss. Yes, miss.
Because what we studied, that whatever water vapor is being lost by the leaves, it is due to the diffusion, and diffusion is nothing but losing from their higher concentration to their lower concentration. So if moisture increases, then the concentration of H2O molecules is more, so no transpiration pull will be exerting for the loss of water from the trees. Okay, so that is how
Miss,
the sunlight is working for it. And
miss,
yes beta.
miss, the transpiration, the loss of water from transpiration creates the transpirational pull for absorption of
Yes,
uh,
from
from the
the
soil.
roots. Yes, from the
So means
soil.
if transpiration stops, then does the absorption of water by the roots also stop?
No, it will not stop, but the what you that frequency, that intensity will slow down.
Okay, miss, because if transpiration stops and the root keeps on absorbing water, then it will
Yes,
be harmful for the plant,
then
na?
it will make the plant turgid, it will make the plant swell.
Over time
And
it will become na, after some time.
okay, yes, yes, that will happen. But if the intensity slows down, for if the transpiration intensity slows down, then many other mechanism will work out for the plant, that is given in your textbook at the end, that guttation and bleeding and all that is given. And
Okay.
fine, that we will see right now. And there are other things are also there, that how the excess of water has to be utilized by the plants if it is not having the enough transpiration. Okay, so that we will see. And
Surely, miss. Thank you.
sunlight. Okay, if sunlight is there, then we will go for definitely the temperature, because if we talk about day and night, the temperature is the thing which is making the difference for this. So if rise in temperature in the environment will increase the transpiration, but at some extent, because we have studied that temperature has to be optimum, it should not cross its limits. Okay, so minimum maximum definitely is there. So but with the increase in temperature, the increase in transpiration will also be there, that you should know. And uh, as I must have told you that from morning, if you take from the sunrise, if sun rises at 5 a.m. and till if you're talking about the summer days, then till 11 it's okay. The temperature is somewhat which you can tolerate. Similarly, this is happening with the plants also. Till this time, the plant also can tolerate the temperature, because slowly the temperature is rising, then transpiration is also rising. But suddenly the temperature shoots, and from in the mid afternoon, then the transpiration will stop. Okay, will stop. That means it will not be at the same intensity as it is in happening in the morning. So that is what the temperature gives you. And if we say about temperature, let me take this humidity. This must be one of the factor also. As we said that if outside concentration of H2O molecule, it bothers the transpiration. So if it is more humid, less transpiration. Okay, so that do you understand what I am writing over, because it is
Yes,
in
miss,
symbols?
definitely.
Okay, so fine. So this if more humidity in the environment, then transpiration will be less. Okay, so this is what is happening. That is why you must have felt this, that at the time when the rainy season is about to start, and only one or two rains are gone, and you feel little bit of humid. But if you check the temperature, it is only 28 degree, or sometimes it is around 31 degree, but you feel like it is being 40, because the humidity is there and transpiration is not happening, and the plants are not uh, uh, favoring the environment in cooling down the temperature. That's why you feel very hot when it is humid. Okay, so that is how it is happening. And let's see if we go for wind. If it is wind velocity, okay, because if winds are very means if it is very harsh, or the winds will also affect the transpiration. So if it is more windy environment, then the transpiration is also more because definitely with the wind, the water vapor will also flow through the surface of leaves. It will take away the water vapor from the surface of leaves. That is why wind velocity is also affecting it. Then if we go for CO2 concentration, as we know, in environment 0.03% is there, or 0.04% is there. uh, in a whole earth it is this. But if CO2 concentration increases, if a huge amount of CO2 is available in the environment, okay, more CO2 will decrease the transpiration. It will not, it will start protecting the cells, it will start protecting the tree. So more CO2 is not helpful for the transpiration. Okay, and then we go for the atmospheric pressure, that particular, because we should know that the pressure in the environment is very much necessary, because whatever pull is being established, it is against the gravity, and atmospheric pressure is one of the factor which is helping it against the gravity to pull or suck the water. So more pressure, if the pressure is more, then transpiration will also increase. Anything to be asked regarding this, Betty?
No, miss. It's
And
clear.
it is very much easy to understand, and it is the way, this is how they work, very balanced. If you are they have the correlation with each other. That means if you are doing this, I will do this. This is what is happening. Okay, so
Yes, miss. Yes, miss.
that is how it is balanced. And if these are the external factors, you have only one internal factor that is given in your book. Internal one, let's see this. That is definitely the water content of the leaf. Okay, so water content of leaves, how it is uh, happening. So definitely if the leaf is uh, getting older, or if it is drying up, then the transpiration will be differing. And what happens that this water content of leaves is a basically a natural thing by the plants, because we know that if the transpiration is very high in the plants, then the leaves will start showing the physical phenomenon of wilting. Okay, they will wilt down, they will drop down from the plants, and or they will start rolling or curling. Some type of physical phenomenon will be shown by the leaves, because they don't want to lose the water. Leaves are the one, they don't want to lose much amount of water from themselves, because that will make them dry, that will make them dead, or
Yes,
that will make them older. So that is why they will show this type of phenomena, and that is the natural thing, natural balance happening in the leaves. Nothing very much related to somewhat man-made or something like that. So that is what the water content of leaves will affect the transpiration. So these are the factors. And with respect to the factors, we can see the adaptation also. So we can go for the adaptation by the plants, and uh, to reduce the transpiration, and sorry, to reduce the transpiration, and definitely according to the geographical distribution of the plants, if they are tropical, if they are temperate, if they are equatorial, their geographical distribution will also help them in adapting the environment. So first, that is very much interesting thing. One, the plant which is showing is sunken stomatas. So what happens with the sunken stomata, that normally what we do is, along with the epidermis, we are showing the stomatas to be on the same axis it is there. But to adapt, if the some in some of the plants, what is happening, that if uh, this is not working, because the transpiration is some working somewhat negative for the plants, so plant will adopt, and epidermis will be there, and it will be continued like this, and the stomata will be somewhere here, and this is how the plant will show the epidermis. So the stomatas will get sunk. They will just go in little bit of depth in the leaves. And okay, fine. If physically you cannot observe this on the leaves, you cannot see the ditch on the leaves. Okay, this is all microscopic. So the space which I have shown you, it is very much big. It is actually, it is in if you measure the distance, it is in uh, nano something like that. Okay, so that is how the sunken stomatas are being formed in some of the plants, and you have a good diagram in your textbook, you can relate it. You will understand how the sunken stomatas are there.
yes, miss.
Okay, so the word itself explains that the stomata gets sunk just to protect itself from the transpiration. Okay, and Next one, you can say that the number of stomata, because more stomatas will lead to the more transpiration. So that you have to understand that uh, leaves will destroy some of the stomata if they are they have to protect themselves from the transpiration. So few stomata will be there in some of the leaves. Okay, so whatever their new plants are coming up, they will be the with the less number of stomata they will be there. Okay, so few stomata should be there, and definitely we have gone through the dorsiventral leaf. So on upper epidermis, number of stomata are lesser as compared to the lower one. So that you should understand. Then leaves become narrow. Okay, sharp leaves. I think, have you seen the plants of cycas, pinus,
Yes,
these
miss. I have
plants?
pine
Okay,
plant.
yes, pine tree, cycas tree. So yeah, even these
Oak tree.
coconut trees. Okay, yes, coconut and dates. All these have narrow leaves because because in chemistry we say that if surface area increases, the reaction capability also increases. So that is what the leaves are doing. They reduce their surface so that exposure to the environment is less, so less transpiration. That means surface area should be reduced to reduce the transpiration. That is how it is working. Okay, then you can say if we go for another adaptation, I think it must be how the leaves are behaving. Okay, leaves exposure. Okay, I think whatever title is there in your book, just
Yes,
see it
miss. It's
because I
okay,
don't
miss. I
have
can
the
understand.
textbook with me. So leaves exposure, okay, surface, and that is what they are doing. They are wilting, curling, and rolling. That will come up over here. They will here also they are reducing the surface so that no stomatas will be exposed to the environment, and no exposure will lead to the no transpiration. Okay, so that is what the exposure of the leaves should be there. Then definitely loss of leaves. These loss of leaves, either they will drop the leaves from their branches, they will destroy the older leaves, they will destroy the leaves which are not functioning too much. Okay, so they will drop them down. One thing is they can done, plants can do, and other there sometimes they modify themselves. The leaves gets modified into spines. Okay, have you seen bubble plant?
No, miss. I have not seen that.
Okay, if you have not seen, no worries. But in that you can see that the leaves are cactus. You can see if you have seen cactus, then you can see many of the spines on it. They are nothing but the leaves. Okay, but they modify themselves because cactus is being found in the deserts. Okay, so they have to reduce the transpiration, so there they modify themselves into spines, and it is the stem which carries out photosynthesis. Because stem doesn't have stomata on it, so it carries out photosynthesis, and leaves gets modified into spines to protect from the water loss. This is what is happening, and that is another one is the presence of cuticle. Thick, if thick cuticle is there, okay, then definitely the transpiration can be reduced, it can be controlled. You can go for some evergreen plants, in that cuticle is very thick. One example I think must be given in your textbook, that is banyan tree. And that because that tree is too huge, if you have seen that, it is very huge tree. And on the leaves, it will never get dried up, it will never get uh, like you cannot see that tree in brown shade ever, it is always green just because of presence of thick cuticle on the leaves. So that is how the plants gets adapted to the environment. And uh, if you go for the you must have seen the palm tree, a decorative plant being utilized in many of the houses and nowadays restaurants, hotels, everywhere it is there. So all these features you can see, that presence of cuticle because the leaves are too much shiny, then narrow leaves you can see. Okay, because palm is also one of the tree which is growing in the desertic areas. Understood?
Yes, miss. Yes, miss.
Okay, so that is how you can see the adaptations. And this much I think is enough for the adaptation. And next is, that is significance. Significance of transpiration, why it is necessary. Okay, so it is necessary for the cooling effect in the for the plants, and it is also necessary for the environment. So in summer days you must have felt that under the tree you feel good. If the trees are around your house, then your house is having a little bit of less temperature as compared to the other houses, who don't have the trees. Okay,
Yes,
or
miss.
uh, if you really want to see this cooling effect, then if you visit in our city, it is not there, a big university or something like that. But if you visit like universities like BHU, have you heard about that? BHU, Banaras Hindu University is there.
Yes, miss. I couldn't hear you properly.
Okay, fine. You must have seen the premises of the old universities. You can take many of the universities which are very old, okay, and very famous. If you go in the premises of these colleges or the university where lot of old trees are there, I am talking about only the old colleges or old universities which are being established from hundred of years. You can see the premises. It is very much green because it have lot of old trees in them. Okay, so in that, if you go to the some if I take the example of BHU, I think you must have heard about this university.
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay, it is being said that in comparison to the outside temperature, it has almost 2 to 3 degree less as compared to the outer side. So that is what the cooling effect works, that is how it works. Okay, so presence of trees, and definitely the older trees is very much necessary. uh, uh, and Definitely the colleges or the universities which are being established nowadays, they are also having plants, but not the one which is older one. Okay, because they have good infrastructure but not the green area. So that is why the difference you can observe. And uh, this is what the significance for the environment, also for the plant also.
Yes,
uh, okay, and another one is that suction force. Okay, to suction, if transpiration is occurring, then only the movement of groundwater is happening, and that is the only source through which the groundwater can be evaporated in the environment. in a better way. Okay, so suction force will establish the ascent of sap. And what do you mean by this is just to make you understand that if we talk from the roots, each and every cell present in that root will be having the series of water molecule inside through them, uh, through their surfaces, even through inside them. That is called ascent of sap. That means continuation can be seen. If it reaches to the ground, then through the stem, the cell which is starting with the ground, that will show the continuation of the water molecule, and that is called ascent of cell. None of the cell will be left without water just because of this force, just because of the development of ascent of sap. Understood this?
Yes, miss.
Okay, so each and every cell of the plant will receive water, and it will be happily growing just because of this force. So that is why the temperature transpiration is necessary. And definitely the distribution will work for the minerals.
Yes, miss.
Okay, because definitely soil is the only source for the plant from through which they are obtaining their nutrition, they are obtaining the minerals, they are obtaining the salts, and that has to be absorbed along with the water. And that absorption is created by this force, and that is just because of transpiration. So each and every cell is receiving the H2O also, and each and every cell is receiving the proper distribution of minerals uh, through this transpiration. So that is what the significance is there. And uh, that is how it is balancing the uh, soil surface, underground water, and even the surrounding environment. Understood this?
Yes, miss.
Okay, so till here it is called significance. And if shall I proceed?
Yes, miss, surely.
Okay, fine. So next, that means the one I said, guttation. Okay, you must have headings like bleeding or something like that must also be
Yes,
there.
yes.
Okay, so guttation is very important. And uh, it is because this particular process is happening because sometimes what happens that in if the leaf you take, if we consider a leaf and it have a proper channel for losing a water, that is stomata and all that, but suddenly due to the imbalance in the environment or something hormonal disturbance in the plant, there may be the possibility that plant is not able to lose the water sufficiently. uh, See, it should conserve the water, and it should even lose the water efficiently. Okay, so sometimes if it is not happening, then these leaves are also having a specialized cells or the region that are called hydatodes. Okay, so these hydrothoughts are nothing but they are the opening tips of these veins. Wherever the veins are there, there they are present. Okay, and these are the little bit. They are not like the stomata. They are not controlled mechanically or something. They are just the opening, and through these openings, the excess amount of water will come out in the form of droplets. That means the plant will just squeeze it out through these openings. Okay, it will remove the excess amount of water, because if it's too much humid, if it is raining continuously, and because absorption is the continuous process and transpiration is not occurring, so it will lose the water through with the help of the guttation and through hydrothoids. That is how it will squeeze. If you have seen the banana plant, on banana leaves you can observe this almost every morning you can see this. Okay, the
Yes,
leaves are the droplets of leaves can be observed on the margin. and very specifically it should be the you can see the droplets on the margin of the leaves, and that is the place where hydrothoids are present. Understood this? That is what the process of guttation.
Yes, miss.
Okay, and then you have a top heading like bleeding. Bleeding is nothing but if mechanical or physical harm is there to the plant. You must have seen that when you cut a plant, a little amount of I will say fluid will ooze out through that particular region. That is called bleeding. Plants don't have blood, but they ooze out little bit of fluid from them just because of mechanical or physical harm. That is called bleeding through the plants. Is it clear to you?
Yes, miss, it's clear.
Okay, fine. And next uh, I think guttation. Anything left for after
No, miss, the
this?
chapter is over.
Okay, fine. So that is how this particular thing is happening, and uh, the this is how it will affect the climate also, because without transpiration the earth temperature will shoot up just because of the plants, just because of the forest and the older trees. The earth is maintaining its decorum of the temperature. Okay, so that is how it is being protected. Now you can ask me your doubts.
Yes, miss. Ma'am, in the stomatal transpiration,
Okay,
miss, I'm just reading out a part. Miss,
yes,
a large number of spongy mesophyll cells in the leaves have their surfaces exposed to the intercellular spaces. These
okay,
surface of the cells give out some of the water as a thin film. The water from this film evaporates and the vapor saturates the air in the intercellular spaces. The
okay,
vapor then diffuses into the other connecting intercellular spaces and reaches the substomatal space. Okay, miss?
yes,
Miss,
yes,
now my question is that the intercellular spaces are separated by cells, na?
yes,
So, miss, how does diffusion take place? Diffusion, as we see in the definition, it is the movement of solvent molecules from higher to the lower concentration when they are kept in contact. But here there is the cells in between. So, how can the water vapor reach the other space through diffusion?
okay, fine. See, it is along with that, it is also written that thin film formation is occurring over here. Okay,
Yes, miss.
when the film is formed, it is in form of liquid. So that liquid will imbibe to through the cell wall to the another intercellular space.
Okay, miss, that is okay, miss. But it is clearly mentioned that the vapor diffuses into the other connecting intercellular spaces and finally reaches the substomatal space.
Okay, but the thing is, what is happening? Let me explain you that if this is a cell, okay, and this is the intercellular space. Now these cells will develop a film because this vapor will get condensed. Once it is reaches over here, it will get condensed. Okay, then only the film will be formed. Then this film will be traveling or imbibing to the another space. It will come over there, and then again it will be form itself into the vapor. That is how it is saturating the another intercellular space.
Okay, miss.
Okay, and how this diffusion is occurring, let me see if I find out another answer for this, but this is how it is happening.
Okay, miss, it's okay.
Okay,
And miss, in the cactus plant, I have
okay,
been just reading that the adaptations of cactus plant. So there
yes,
was written that shallow roots for absorbing the lightest rainfall. So miss, I couldn't understand the meaning of shallow roots.
yes, shallow roots are nothing but if you go in the deserts, okay, the soil profile is different for the desert. Okay,
Yes.
so if the plant is there, and because deserts don't have high rainfall, they have only sometimes only that at night, because of condensation, some of the uh, water droplets will be there on the surface of the soil. and that will reach to the only the upper layer of the soil they will reach. So the roots will not go deeper, they will not go deep, they will be shallower on the surface like this.
Okay, miss. Okay, miss.
Okay, they will run parallelly to the ground, they will not go deeper inside. Understood?
Yes, miss.
Okay, that is what the shallow rooting is that. And if you see, if you have a cactus at your house also, because you are growing it in a good muddy pot or something like that, then the root will adapt themselves and they will go down. But if you see the actual the desert one, desert cactus, then the roots will not be straight down, they will be parallel to the ground to absorb the moisture.
Okay, miss. And miss, in the structured questions, miss, one question I couldn't answer, miss.
Yes, yes, ask me.
Miss, means it was an experiment-based question, miss. If you can, miss, it's a small experiment.
Yeah, I will write it. If
Miss, there's a
do.
stand. Two
Okay.
stands are there, and
Okay.
then miss, means four leaves are. How can I explain? Miss, four leaves are attached to a wire
Okay.
continuously. So
Okay, fine.
wire
If
is there,
fire
there
is there and this is
four
how the
leaves.
leaves are there.
Yes, miss. Yes, miss. And that wire
Okay.
is between two stands. It's just kept in.
Okay. Okay,
So,
fine.
miss, it is
Something.
given. Yes, miss. A, B, C, D, four leaves. Naming.
Okay.
Miss, leaf A is coated with grease on both surfaces,
Okay.
and leaf B is coated on the lower surface with grease,
Okay. Lower
and
with grease.
and C is upper with grease,
Okay.
and D is just nothing is done. So, miss,
Nothing else.
the leaves. So, miss, the leaves are kept for in a room after 24 hours. So, the
Okay.
question is which leaf dies first?
Dies first. Okay. First
No,
of
miss,
all,
dry,
dries first. Okay.
dries first. Yes.
Dries first. Okay. Fine. So see, here grease is acting as nothing but the cuticle. Have you seen the Vaseline ad coming up on the television? Television.
Yes, miss.
In that advertisement, they are showing that they are applying the Vaseline on one leaf, and another leaf they are not applying it.
Okay,
If you
miss.
have not seen, it's okay, fine. But the thing here, grease is acting as a cuticle. Okay.
Yes, miss.
Okay, so what is happening that if you apply grease to this, to both the surfaces, then definitely the moisture will be protected in this particularly.
Yes, miss.
Okay, here, because on the lower surface, if it is a dorsiventral leaf, from the lower surface only the highest transpiration is occurring.
Yes, miss.
You are applying grease over there, that means moisture will be protected in that this also.
Yes, miss.
Then upper surface, you are applying a grease and you are obstructing the transpiration. So what is happening? Because upper one is having fewer stomata and lower is exposed. So transpiration will be continued from that place. And here from both the surfaces, it will lose water. Understood? So definitely D is going to dry first because both the surfaces are open to the environment, exposed to the environment.
Okay, miss. And miss, which leaf dries last? Miss, it's A or B?
Definitely A.
A. Okay, miss.
A is going because from both the surfaces, the stomatas are protected. They are not losing water.
Okay, miss. Okay, miss.
Okay, so this will dry. I will give the number. This will dry first. Okay, this will dry second, third, and fourth.
Okay, miss. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay. Have I interpreted the diagram correctly?
Miss, the diagram? Yes, miss. No problem with the diagram.
Okay, fine. So anything else?
No, miss. Miss, another experiment is there. What Gario spotometer? I couldn't understand. Miss, I will click an image and send it to you. Miss.
Okay, Ganong spotometer must be there.
No, miss, it's not Ganongs. It's Garyus.
Can you use? Okay.
It's
Just
GARR.
okay, fine. Just do one thing. Just click that portion wherever your that doubt is there. Just send it to me because I don't have the textbooks with me.
Miss, if you are doing on a phone, then you can turn on to my video. It's on my camera.
Okay, and just teach me how it can be done.
Miss, you can just swipe the screen towards the right
Okay.
and then double click on my name.
Uh,
Can you see?
yes, yes, I can see. Okay.
This is clear.
Yes. Okay. Fine. I got it. Okay. Now ask me the doubt.
Miss, I couldn't understand why that CaCl2 was kept inside.
Okay, that is acting as a bit of indicator. Do you understand the word indicator?
Yes, miss, of course.
Okay, it is acting as an indicator.
Okay, miss. Okay, miss. That's only was my doubt.
Okay, fine. And now how I should go back to the screen?
Okay, miss. You can again swipe towards your right.
Okay. Okay, fine. Thank you. This is the new thing I have learned today. Okay. Thank you so much. So till here, this is the chapter beta. And if just go through it because if any word which I have left or if I have not come across, do ask me in next time. Okay. And next chapter, which chapter you want me to take?
Miss, our midterm was coming close, but miss, all the chapters are done already. Till
Okay, fine.
photosynthesis is
Yes.
there in the syllabus. Miss, the next chapter which you can take is means as the seventh chapter is reduced, the chemical coordination is not
Okay,
there in
just
the.
I have the syllabus with me. Let me see it. Okay, fine. So chemical coordination is not there.
Not there.
Absorption by roots is there.
Yes, miss, we have to do that. No, yeah, miss, absorption by roots.
Okay, so fine. We will go with this so that botany part will be over for us then.
Okay, miss. Miss, today,
Okay.
miss, after 25th August, we will get how many classes more, miss? I think we'll get 2 classes more after our exam starts, miss.
You have exams from 10th onwards, I think so.
15th onwards, miss.
15. Oh, so fine. We will be
Miss,
having the
give
class.
me some
So
seconds. I am telling you the date of our bio exam.
okay, fine. So absorption by roots will be done. I think
So
major
miss,
portion.
bio is on 22nd of September.
Okay. So it's we have almost
We
one
have
month.
enough time, miss.
Okay, fine. So we will do absorption by roots.
Okay, miss. Okay, miss.
Fine. And
Miss,
just
coming.
tell me that your exams are having only MCQ pattern or
Yes, miss. Only MCQ pattern.
only
50 marks of
MCQ pattern.
MCQ.
Okay, fine. And so next chapter we will be doing is absorption by root. Just send this chapter to me, beta. Okay.
Okay, miss. Surely.
Just do this favor to me.
Yeah, miss.
And
Why not?
yeah. Just so we will begin with this chapter in the next class and read the chapter thoroughly. Whatever doubts will be there, just ask me in the next.
Okay, miss.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Goodbye, beta.